Aren't they cute together?
You able to hear me?
Chiefs are Chiefs. Almost. 10 o'clock.
Call the meeting in order at 10 o'clock. Pledge of allegiance, please.
I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Thank you. Roll call, please.
Supervisor Hill,
Here.
Treasurer Anderson,
Yes.
Trustee Appy,
Here.
Trustee Osling.
Here.
Clerk Squires is here.
Thank you. We will now take public comments on agenda items only. Okay. At this time, I will entertain a motion and support that the board enter into a closed session at my time here at 10:01 a.m. for the board to discuss township legal matters with the township attorney. To explain the process, we'll be joined by our attorney just shortly here to brief us on our legal matters. We, at the end of that, will come back into an open forum to finish the meeting up. If it's determined that we need any motions, resolutions, or otherwise, it will be done in the open portion of the meeting. That all does also include Zoom. The attorney-client piece won't be available on Zoom. But when we do come back in, if there is resolutions or motions, we'll bring it back in and we will prop that right back up again. And so that we're doing all of those in the public forum. Is there any question by board members on the format? Nope. Anyone else here? Okay, hearing none, I would entertain a motion to enter the closed session.
I'll make that motion.
Second. Moved by Trustee Appy and seconded by Treasurer Anderson to enter in the closed session, and we'll change it until 10:02 on my clock. So any further discussion, board? All those in favor indicate by saying aye.
Aye.
Oppose the same. That motion carries. Thank you. To those of you on Zoom, we'll see you when we get back in. I don't know how long it will be. So when we do, though, we'll reopen the Zoom format of that, and we'll also excuse our audio visual fella at this time for the close of the door, and our attorney has arrived. So thank you very much. Good morning.
No.
Is there anybody else in the hall out there?
No.
Turn your mic on there.
No, there's none.
We are live so that our person is out. We are live so that our person out there in Zoom land knows that can hear us if they were so at their computer. Okay, very good. So we are now back. We're going to make a motion to close our session. So I would entertain a motion and a support that the board leave the closed session at 10:51 a.m. and return to an open meeting at 10:51.
So moved.
Moved by Treasurer Anderson. Do I have support? Support by Trustee Osling. Any further discussion, board, about that? Hearing none, all those in favor indicate by saying aye. Aye. Opposed? Aye. That motion carries. Thank you. We are now back into our open session. And we have determined that we do have an actionable item following our legal matters discussion with our attorney. And I would like to read a motion and then afterwards I'll ask for someone to make that motion, support it so that we can process. So this is a motion to adopt dissolution plans for Gerrish Lion Utility Authority. At a regular meeting of the Gerrish Township Board, Roscommon County, Michigan, held at the Gerrish Township Hall, 2997 East Higgins Lake Drive, Roscommon, Michigan, 48653. On the 20th day of March of 2025. Present at this meeting are Supervisor Hill, Clerk Squires, Treasurer Anderson, Trustee Oppie, and Trustee Osling. Nobody is absent. Whereas the Gerrish Lion Utility Authority, GLUA, was established by Gerrish Township on April 13, 2021, and Lyon Township on April 21, 2021, pursuant to Public Act 233 of 1955, MCL 124.281, and its sequential for a sewage disposal system as defined in the Act. Whereas pursuant to MCL 124.282, the GLUA Articles of Incorporation were adopted by both constituent municipality and published in the Houghton Lake Resorter for the express purpose of the authority to acquire, own, improve, enlarge, extend, and operate a sewage disposal system. Whereas Article 5 of the Articles of Incorporation provide the authority shall continue in existence perpetually or until dissolved by the act of the parties or by law, so long as any such dissolution could be operated as an impairment of any bonds, obligations, and contracts. Whereas each constituent municipality has taken action which recognizes the purpose for which the authority was created, i.e., to acquire, own, improve, enlarge, extend, and operate a sewage disposal system, as that term is defined in the Act, no longer exists. Whereas on February 12th, 2025, the GLUA Board passed a motion which recognizes the purpose of the authority was created has been eliminated, and recommended that both Gerrish Township and Lyon Township initiate the necessary steps to dissolve GLUA. Whereas there is no provision in the Act for a utility authority created for those purposes stated above to continue in existence to explore, quote, alternatives to sewage disposal system, end quote, including any regulation of septic systems within the township or townships, and that any funds received or grants awarded for which funds have been received would need to be returned to the extent possible after payment of any outstanding expenses. Whereas GLUA applied for and received a watershed council grant in the amount of $40,000, as well as other personal and organizational donations, some of which is believed to still hold, and was awarded a federal community project funding grant in the amount of $1 million administered through the EPA for the purposes specified in the grant applications to construct a sewer system. Gerrish Township has received notification in writing the EPA grant has been voided and returned to the U.S. Treasury. Whereas on February 20th, 25, the Gerrish Township Board passed resolution number 2025-02-20-07 to initiate the necessary steps to dissolve GLUA by March 31st, 2025, to eliminate any residual liability to either of the constituent municipalities, given the elimination of the reasons for the creation of GLUA. Said resolution included GLUA taking any action required to wind up its affairs, including but not limited to ensuring any funds currently held by GLUA, which were donated to the authority for its intended purpose, be returned in full to any donors, or if not still in existence, that all donated funds be returned in prorated shares to the donors after payment of any outstanding expenses. Whereas on February 28th, 2025, GLUA was informally requested by a member of the Gerrish Township Board to provide a copy of complete audit required by March 31st, as required by Article 16 of the Articles of Incorporation, which would provide the necessary information to plan the next step of the dissolution process, as well as a copy of last year's audit. And B, a concise list of all grant monies or any donations received with the names and addresses of the donors. GLUA was also instructed to stop any outstanding work in progress with Fleiss and Vanderbrink, and to request Fleiss to provide a final invoice as part of the shutdown and to ensure that Fleiss and any other contractors who have an outstanding invoices are paid in full and presented to the auditor. Finally, aside from any agreement with an auditor, GLUA was advised Gerrish Township will not approve any new contract or agreement for future services or expenses. Now, therefore, it is moved that the following dissolution plan be adopted by Gerrish Township and proposed to Lyon Township to adopt as well, that require each of the following to wit. A, the current GLUA board commit at its next meeting to each of the following steps to complete the dissolution of GLUA. Number one, GLUA retain a qualified auditor within 10 days to begin and complete an audit of authority finances since inception as required by Article 16 of the Articles of Incorporation, including a concise list of all grant monies or any donations received with names and addresses of the donors and all expenditures therefrom. Number two, immediate cancellation of all existing contracts on behalf of GLUA to stop any work which is in process except the audit. Number three, immediately notify all governmental entities of the pending dissolution. Number four, pay all outstanding obligations within 60 days. Number five, immediately close out any pending grants. Number six, return all remaining unspent funds prorated to those who donated within 60 days. B, once confirmation is received, the GLUA checking account has reached zero and has been reconciled, both constituent townships pass appropriate resolutions to remove all board members of GLUA. C, both constituent townships pass a resolution to rescind the approval for the bylaws and articles of GLUA, publish a copy of the resolution within the Holton Lake Resorter, and provide a copy to both the Michigan Secretary of State and Roscommon County Clerk, and therefore dissolve the existence of GLUA as an authority created under Public Act 233 of 1955, MCL 124.281 in its sequentials. I have read the motion in its entirety, and I would now entertain board members if you would like to make a motion and to also gain a support for a vote. Is there anybody willing to make that motion?
I'll make that motion.
Moved by trustee Osling.
Second.
Supported by treasurer Anderson. Do we have any further discussion, board, on what I read? Excuse me.
Should we refer to that as a special meeting rather than regular?
I did say
It is.
Worded as
special.
regular, but I
It
think it
is.
should be
at
special.
the very beginning sentence.
Oh, I'm sorry. Okay. So that would, then are you folks, will you agree on your motion and support to
Agreed.
put the special on the very top would be the third word
Agreed.
meeting, and then agreed on the support?
Yep.
All right, very good. Is there any further discussion at all?
Where are you referencing that?
It is on the top of the page of the.
Oh, I'm sorry.
It's the third word in.
Okay,
Um,
Okay. Yep.
It said regular, but it's
Yep.
special.
gotcha.
So,
Right.
and we now have all that reflected in our motions.
Yep.
Any further discussion?
Roll call.
Hearing none, then I would request a roll call, please.
Supervisor Hill,
Yes.
Treasurer Anderson,
Yes.
Trustee Happy,
Yes.
trustee Assling,
Yes.
clerk Squires, yes.
Thank you. That it appears like it is 5-0 for the minutes. And so that I declare that motion as passed. We are now to the point in our agenda for comments. We will take comments from the public. Anything in the room? Anybody on Zoom? Going once? Going twice? Hearing none, I would entertain a motion by a board member to adjourn this meeting at 11:03. Moved by Treasurer Anderson.
Support.
Support by Trustee Hoppy. Any further discussion? All those in favor indicate by saying aye.
Aye.
Those opposed, same. Motion carried. Thank you all for meeting. Thank you, council, for joining us today. Appreciate it. You're welcome. And your work. We appreciate it. Thank you.